Do not walk forward from the line.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So I'm sure most of you guys have missed this part from the athletes meeting from the men's open bodybuilding from today, which is probably one of the most important part. And I have got to say, if this actually comes true, come stage time on Friday, the one guy who will have the most difficulty sticking to this new rule, that I think we can all agree, is none other than the Persian wolf, Hadi. So Tyler Manion just announced that stepping over the line will not be allowed at this year's Miss Olympia. And if any of these guys do that, initially they will be given a warning. And if they don't comply, they will be sent back in line. Now the thing is, even the biggest fans of Hadi, they will agree, they will admit that he's the first one to jump the line. And just like that, everyone just follows him.
One time, we'll warn you. The second time, we don't have time to take away from the judging from every other competitor. We will send you back to the diagonal. Whatever that means with your placing or whatever we saw, that's what it is. We're not going to tolerate it this year.
But I have to ask you guys this. Do you guys believe that this new rule, that is going to change anything? I personally think that there is just no way you can control those guys because of that adrenaline rush. And these guys are just feeding off the energy of the crowd and the energy of the fellow competitors as well. So I have no idea how this new rule will be implemented on Friday at the men's open prejudging. But officially this has been announced. So I thought might as well report on this one. Now they did not explain what's gonna happen to that guy who ends up breaking this rule. I mean, he is gonna be sent back in line, and then what? Is he gonna be dropped down from that particular call out? I mean, this just doesn't seem realistic at all. But that being said, I do hope Hani Rambod, he carefully explained all this to Hadi, since he doesn't understand English and he doesn't hear very well either.
We don't want you touching each other. We don't want you walking forward. So I'm saying it now.
So since I just mentioned Hadi, we have all been wondering, can Hadi beat his Arnold Ohio package for this year's Miss Olympia? Well, that particular question that has been answered by Hadi himself in an interview after the athletes meeting today. So what was the answer? Well, here you guys go.
He was the first winner in 2022 when he won, and then this year he's got the first place in terms of the first person coming out, and he says that he's going to bring the scariest version of his physique that's known.
So the most scary looking physique of Hadi to ever step on any bodybuilding stage. And keep in mind, he too pointed out that the year he won his first ever Miss Olympia, his only Olympia title, he was the contestant number 1 back then, the first guy to enter that stage at the men's open prejudging. And the man plans to make history one more time at this year's Olympia stage on Saturday. So I have got to say, if Hadi is really about to beat his Arnold Ohio physique, then the competition must be really worried. And they might be a bit scared as well, because that was just perfection. The overall peak at that show, the muscularity of Hadi, that was just so damn great. At no point during that entire competition did Samson Dauda look like he was 50 pounds heavier, when in fact he was that heavier than the Persian wolf. And I have to say, if you look at those comparisons, in some of the shots, it seems like Hadi is actually bigger. So Hadi's physique improved tremendously from the Olympia last year to this year's Arnold, and that too in just a few months. His waist was a lot more streamlined. Plus his back was also looking much improved. And I believe we can expect the same thing to happen for this year's Olympia as well, because he had a few months of solid off season after winning both the honors this year.
I told you before, you have baby abs. I said, start training those abs more.
Baby abs.
But
I gotta be honest, I've trained my abs more this year than I've ever trained ever. I've trained them 3 times a week.
So the one thing that really stood out from the interview of the reigning champion, Derek Linsford, was the fact that he has trained his abs throughout this year, and not just in the prep phase. He was extremely consistent with it throughout this year. And that was actually much needed for Derek, because the biggest criticism that Derek got after winning in 2023 is that he did not do the crunch down version of the abs and thigh throughout that show. He was doing the vacuum for most part of the prejudging, as well as for the finals as well. So it is a very high probability that Derek is gonna hit a proper abs and thigh shot, and maybe switch to vacuum afterwards. So the champ also seemed very confident, and he should be. So whether you like it or not, he is the man to beat here. So the biggest changes that we expect to see on Derek There will be on his weak points. For instance, his chest, his shoulders, his quads, and his midsection as well. But that being said, I think his strong points, like that back of his, that is just gonna blow everyone's mind. Not to mention everyone in the top 6 out of the water. Because this is what we have seen from Derek, from all of his updates. So the classic physique weigh-ins are being done as we speak. And this video of Ramon Dino, that is gonna be trending on every bodybuilding page. From now all the way till classic physique prejudging. So this isn't close to what Ramon is gonna look like on classic physique Olympia stage. Because at this point, he must have been on very low carbs, probably 0 carbs, and with little to no water in his system. Now that being said, I have to say that V-taper, that looks incredible. And that is what Chris Acito has been saying, that everything on Ramon, that is gonna be bigger this year, except his waist. And that is gonna be smaller than ever. So the one thing that Chris Acito will really put in your head, if you work with him, is that winner's mentality. So Ramon Dino 100% believes that he has a legitimate shot at beating Chris Bumstead and winning the whole show this year. And his reaction right here, that shows his confidence. So he weighed 225 pounds, and his weight limit is about 227. Now I cannot help but notice his back. That lower back on Ramon, absolutely mind-blowing. I don't think we have ever seen a back so ripped like this in classic before. That even without flexing, that is just insane. So we are about to see something very special from Ramon, and the man is really here for his redemption. So Chris Bumstead came in style, but he made weight so comfortably that he did not even have to remove his loose shirt that you guys can see him wearing. I mean, how the hell does he do that? How does Chris Bumstead make that weight with so much ease every damn year? So this is always gonna be such a mystery for the fans and for his fellow athletes as well. And the thing is, this is being done in public, so there is no foul play here. And I have to say, it is kinda too bad that we did not get to see a sneak peek from Chris Bumstead here.
What was it at? 41.5.
So all you have to see is Shaun caption under his latest update to get really fired up for this year's 212 Olympia battle. And finally, we got to see a sneak peek of Shaun as well. So the man is a 2 times Olympia champion for a reason, and he is called the Giant Killer as well. So one of the biggest reasons Shaun lost the Olympia title was that because he kinda missed his peak. Now he wasn't really off, but he just had a bloated midsection. But the thing is, that wasn't the best Shaun. And Keon Pearson, on the other hand, he was at his all-time best. And that really cost Shaun his Olympia title. So there have been no signs of wear and tear on Shaun's body so far, even though the man is over 40 years old. So Shaun and Matt Jensen, they both know that this is their last year. This is their last shot at that 212 Olympia title. So they must have left no stones unturned. So we all know Shaun is gonna be hot, he is gonna be dry, he is gonna be grainy. And I am very sure this time he is gonna have a super tight midsection as well. Because he knows, standing next to a guy like Keon, who is a master of creating an illusion on the stage, Shaun needs to be super composed. So people often say that this isn't a 2-man show. Well, I believe it is. Keon and Shaun are just in a different league, and everyone will witness that this coming weekend on Friday. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.